Would you rather have, if you have to pick now, would you rather have a smart quarterback or a tough quarterback?
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm going to probably say, since that you could possibly enter the category of having a really good coordinator, I'd rather have a tough quarterback because I feel like maybe there's some of those things we can handle from a coaching standpoint, but when they're tough and they're going to survive down to down, they're going to play with physicality, they're going to extend plays. There's a self-belief, I think, in that starts to be created around them, and in that huddle. When I start to think of the great ones I played with, whether it be Carson Palmer or Matthew Stafford and some of those guys in Jared Goff, I start to think of how tough they were, right? And like people talk about affecting the quarterback. I mean, I never heard those guys ever complain, whine or even put emphasis on anything other than being at their best when their best is required and finding a way to respond. Those were guys you'd never hear whimper ever. I mean, Matthew Stafford, I always call him John Wayne, but he's like the baddest cowboy in the huddle. Everybody in that huddle wants to be as tough as that dude every single snap. And so you're living to try and live up to, man, I want to be tough enough that Matthew Stafford thinks I'm tough because that's the kind of dude he is.
Okay, but what do you think when you hear Jackson Dart that, hey, this isn't soccer and I'm going to be running and I'm going to continue to play this way? Is he being
I
smart?
love it.
Is he being. You're okay with your quarterback doing that?
I'm okay with what I think is going to naturally happen. We saw it with Josh Allen. We've seen it with other guys that love to get into that mix a little
Yeah, but
bit. If
Jackson
he wants
Dart's
to,
had coming out of concussion protocol. I mean, I can't
yeah,
have
I
him take
agree.
extra hits.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We can't, if we want to get in the ring and swing with heavyweights, we can't control whether we're going to get punched in the head. I mean, that's just the reality. So we're playing NFL football. You're going to take some shots. You want to extend plays, you're going to take some shots. Here's what he's going to have to do. He's got to find ways that, hey, like on the sideline there. All right, those are downs, get out of bounds. Those are downs. Like as he plays and realizes, because I think sometimes we talk about this in coverage, right? Young guys coming in and figuring out, man, those guys DBs at the NFL level, they can break on a football. Oh man, I can't throw it as tight of windows as I used to could. It's not any different out in space. He's learning the speed and the violence of the game and saying, all right, ooh, you know what? I bet he flipped over sideways the other night and said, you know what? Next time I ought to get out of bounds a little faster. Or that's
I
the
don't think
reality. And so
so. I don't think so. He.
I love the mentality. You got to have it. I mean, that's just you look at the league right now. You got to have it. How many true sit in the pocket quarterbacks do we have that exist? And it's just not true. You got to extend plays. You got to be tough. Patrick Mahomes is one of the toughest dudes on the planet. So is Josh Allen. I mean, these dudes run and extend plays, and they've got to live in that world. But he's got to learn how to be smarter about it, and he's got to get creative in when do I do it, when do I not, when do I make sure I take care of my football team. But I also think that Dan, we have to give him credit. Who's he playing with right now? Like, does he have a bunch of weapons that he can get rid of the football and extend to game plays to and get down the football field to? No, he doesn't. So some of that he feels like, man, if I don't do it, I don't know where to go with the football. I think I'd rather assess him a year from now when you see them add some weapons. Is he still doing some of that stuff, or is he realizing, man, maybe it's better to give those guys opportunities in these situations?